New research has revealed how early humans in Britain may have been related to other European populations over 400,000 years ago. In the 1990s, part of a lower leg bone and two fossil teeth were discovered at an archaeological site in Boxgrove, West Sussex. The Boxgrove remains date to around 480,000 years ago in the Middle Pleistocene. They are the oldest human fossils discovered in the UK and are likely belonging to the ancient human species Homo heidelbergensis. Researchers are now trying to ascertain whether the Boxgrove humans belong to the same population as other early human fossils discovered at Cima de los Huesos, meaning pit of bones, at the archaeological site in Atapuerca in Spain, which date to a similar time period. The new study, published in the Journal of Human Evolution, found that the incisor teeth from the Boxgrove site fit comfortably within the range of fossil teeth found at the Spanish location. Therefore, it is believed they could potentially represent similar populations. However, the Boxgrove leg bone, or tibia, differed slightly from those discovered in Spain, suggesting it could be from an entirely separate population. Professor Chris Stringer, a human evolution expert at the Natural History Museum in London and co-author of the study, said, "We've got two options. First, suppose the Boxgrove incisors and tibia are from the same population. In that case, they belong to a different population than the sample in Spain, because the Boxgrove tibia has more primitive features. However, because the Boxgrove incisors were found lower and therefore earlier in the sequence of deposits than the tibia, the other option is that those individuals at Boxgrove represent two different populations." In other words, the incisors at Boxgrove and Cima could represent the same population, but the Boxgrove tibia people are different, so that's the issue. The species, known as Homo heidelbergensis, was a type of early human first described from a jawbone discovered near Heidelberg in Germany in 1907, hence the name. It is often argued that the species not only lived in Europe but also in Africa and probably Asia between 700,000 and 300,000 years ago, but some experts feel the name has been applied to too wide a range of fossils from the same time period. The discovery of stone tools dated to more than 700,000 years old from sites in Suffolk and Norfolk showed that humans were living in Britain long before those from the Boxgrove find. That being said, the Boxgrove discoveries represent the earliest extant human physical remains in Britain, but attempting to define whether they belong to Homo heidelbergensis is not straightforward. Professor Stringer said, "The whole Heidelbergensis story has become much more complicated. Since the Boxgrove discoveries, many more fossils have been attributed to Heidelbergensis, and they show a lot of variation. When the fossils at Cima de los Huesos started to be found in the 1990s, they were also called Heidelbergensis. If a fossil didn't appear to belong to Homo erectus, Homo sapiens or Neanderthals, it was often placed into the category of Homo heidelbergensis." But more work has since been done on the Cima sample, which showed it was much more likely to be early Neanderthal based on physical features and DNA analysis. The fossils found at Cima de los Huesos are the biggest sample of early human fossils ever discovered from the Middle Pleistocene epoch. Many of these fossils are unusually well preserved and are thought to come from around 29 separate individuals. Therefore, it is hoped the site can reveal a lot about the population that existed about 430,000 years ago. Professor Stringer continued, "Trying to piece together how human populations were similar during the Middle Pleistocene is tricky, as fossils are very rare and scattered. It's hard to piece the evidence together when we're trying to match a jawbone from Germany with a leg bone from Britain. The sample of fossil humans from Spain is by far the biggest from this time period from anywhere in the world, so we can compare the two incisors and tibia from Boxgrove with the 22 incisors and 7 tibiae from the Cima sample. We found that the Boxgrove incisors fitted with the Cima sample comfortably and hence might also represent an early Neanderthal population rather than Heidelbergensis, but the tibia did not match with those of the Cima. Hence the tibia is something different, but whether it represents Heidelbergensis or something else, we cannot tell from this research." To determine the relationship between the fossils, the team looked at external features and used CT scanning for a more in-depth analysis. Dr. Lucille Crete, museum researcher and co-author of the study, said, "Advances in the field of 3D imaging and virtual reconstruction analysis over the last few years has helped to further our knowledge of fossil teeth and bone morphology and structure across the complex Middle Pleistocene hominin fossil record." She added, "CT data acquired for this study has been essential to compare the Boxgrove and Cima de los Huesos fossils and other comparative material to help make a coherent story." Since the discovery of the Boxgrove fossils, more material from the Middle Pleistocene has been analysed in even more detail, but the story of evolution and how populations were related has been revealed to be even more complex. Dr. Matthew Pope, a co-author on the paper, said, "This research brings us a step closer to understanding how the Boxgrove people were related to other European populations in the Pleistocene. The picture is complex given the teeth appear close to those from Sema and the tibia a little more distant, but we must remember that they were found in different sediments at the Boxgrove site. Establishing how separated in time these sediments are from each other is now an important research question for science to address." That's it for this video. Don't forget to like, share, and most importantly subscribe. And you can also support the channel on Subscribestar via the link in the description. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.